Guy Ty would relate to, I think.
Absolutely.
He's also very cool, he's funny, and he's real, and I'm excited to see what he has in store for us. So, you guys sit back and enjoy the next hour with Stephen Popiotek.
Yeah, I'll come back in. So I'm gonna do like a channel guided meditation activation after a few minutes of just discussing a few principles. So if you can quiet down in the back. It's fine, it'll flow. Build it and they shall come, right? There's a few concepts I'd like to discuss first before we go into the channel guided activation. Usually at the beginning, there'll be some music playing in the background from different world chant beats. I'll be calling on different archangels in each direction. Then there'll be different guides that are coming in. Obviously, everybody here has the spirit guides that are contributing to this flow, to this process. A few days ago, I was out at Bell Rock and we were doing a lunar eclipse meditation out there, which I did last as well in past September. This particular time, though, there are certain things we're going to clear up from like the grid system. So, you know, in the process of my work, it's one part personal empowerment and the other part is more collective service. So there'll be a lot more earth grid healing throughout this process and building more channels to our galactic and universal ancestors. So there are certain grids that are coming into interface to basically expand the parameters of what we can ground in this reality. And so part of the work is making more room so that we can learn how to receive more love from different parts of the cosmos that is offering their blessings to us. So one of the concepts we work with is called the star heart. And it's an evolution of the heart chakra, where it can appear as like a wheel on the heart with different crystals, or it can be like a kind of like Aaron's breastplate with the crystals on it. It can also appear as a diamond around the field, where each facet of the diamond becomes like a window for more positive galactic energy to come in. So there's a certain linguistic aspect to this cosmic shamanism work that I teach and facilitate. We're working with different thought forms by working with certain words together that are like our specific cues for certain galactic beings to come in that are of love and light, of course, only. We do a lot of spiritual warrior work as well that helps you deconstruct more of the negative grids and hold space more for the unification, which has been a theme throughout these past 2 days. I think most speakers here as well. So part of that process, when for example, I'm calling on like a Pleiadian priestess, because I work with different guides from different star systems. So I'll say Pleiadian star heart priestesses of Ma'at, for example. So it creates more like a specific phraseology, a thought form structure that hasn't really been contaminated by previous connotations, because a lot of words in English language have certain thought forms attached to it because of people's misuse of those names and projections, etc. So part of it's about like, you know, shifting and evolving our relationship to language so that it creates more of a signal and like kind of like a call and response system between our higher galactic allies who want to come in and help us, and also evolve our mind as we evolve our heart chakra, so that we're creating more of a bridge to a cosmic divine mind. Divine wisdom can be anchored in the body as well as using the heart chakra as a doorway to receive that love. Because part of all of us are star seeds here, so part of it's about learning to be open to receive the love that is coming in. What I show is that there's a lot of energy coming in through gravitational waves from other star systems, and those gravity waves, much like we use radio waves or microwaves here, carry collective information on it. And so it's building a receptor system in our auric fields so that we can anchor more of those, so we can anchor and decode the information encodings that are coming in through these gravity waves. So there are certain symbols, archetypes that we work with that are building a thought form matrix, a good one, to be able to harness these energies. So for example, there are a lot of times we'll have an image of the tower come in, like the tower card and the tarot deck, but this is a star heart tower, where you have different crystals like a totem pole on each floor of the tower that can signal different positive galactic races, and it creates an infrastructure to kind of anchor it, you know, down into our middle world. And so these towers can replicate, you know, in each of the three shamanic worlds, so that there is a scaffolding that's kind of being evolved and put in place, so then it networks out to people that are sharing in that signal, that are opening up to that bandwidth. So, you know, it's not just all airy-fairy. There's a technical geometric side of like manifesting this higher dimension, you know, into our DNA, into this planet, and making more room to clear out the interferences that have really blocked some of that. So for example, when we were doing the lunar eclipse meditation the other day, there were some negative like black sun disks that were showing up in the grid system on the ground level. And they were blocking some of the higher energies that were coming down from the universal realms. So we were opening up a space, and Gaia is opening up a space because she's making a clearer boundary about what she wants to receive and give power to create and what she wants to uncreate. So when we kind of report to her and tell her, like, Divine Mother, this is not allowed, this should not be allowed anymore, like where we want to report to you, this is a violation of so many codes and ethics and higher laws, and she can help kind of clear that as well from the grid system, because she wants to create the new Earth matrix for us to evolve in our new 24-strand DNA, not this older reality. So, you know, there's a lot of people still healing from this past year of all the COVID separation, fear paradigm that was created. And it was a global fear grid that was created this past year that, you know, has been deconstructed in a large part. But, there, you know, the part of the process that some of the global elite have tried to use people's energy against us, against ourselves, by co-creating a fear paradigm instead of a love, empowered, authentic paradigm where we're empowered divine star beings. So we have to do a lot of work on rebuilding some of these positive, higher dimensional bridges that have been kind of knocked down because of a lot of people's fear feeding a negative timeline this past year and a half. So, you know, it's quickly catching up, but it's important that we focus on the most beneficent timeline and not to empower the one which is creating separation and distance between people, because obviously, as above, so below. So that becomes a situation where we have to, you know, read the fine print of what these social contracts are about. When you have these things happening in the media and through institutions, they're all been trying to keep people out of their heart in survival mode, right? Keeping people separated and divided instead of united. So we have to be able to, you know, heal that. And it's almost like building drawbridges from your castle out to your kingdom. So these drawbridges, as a metaphor, we call them star heart gravity bridges that are being formed, almost like extensions of your medicine wheel, out to these pathways that lead to our galactic allies. So they're literally building it as infrastructure into the earth and in different locations. And just a few days ago, there were these new pillars coming in that there were like universal sun pillars that are starting to ground and heal the disconnect between people that are between male and female energies, especially in partnerships of individuals trying to find each other and balancing out our inner male and female. So there's a nice energy, but there's also, you know, resistance to that. And so when we do this process today, right in a few minutes now, I'm not sure what's going to come in because it's always different, but I wanted to give a little bit of preface to what's been going on, a little bit of background. But I think we're going to jump into it now since we're all more calm now. If you have an issue with the playlist there. Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sorry. Mm-hmm. Need help?
It's here. It's just,
Take a couple deep breaths and center yourself. We call upon our higher selves to be with us. Mother, Father, God, one infinite creator. Welcome our spirit guides and guardian angels. Welcome our power animals and enlightened, loving ancestor relations. Welcome Archangel Raphael to be with us in the east. Beloved Archangel Raphael to bless our air elements, our mental bodies. Help us clear out any discordant thought forms or shadow frequencies. And tune us to divine rhythm, divine love, divine wisdom with greater precision. To help us build a continuity of love flowing through time. To help each of us connect to loving memories, love-infused periods of our lifetimes, that they may find a fluidic corridor to greet each of us in the here and now, like transparent lenses in the corridor of time, to help us realign to the rhythm divine, so you might be surrounded in your own divine love circle, to build momentum, propensity through time, with the support of your previous love-filled moments, reaffirming your divine stance, help us evolve our containers, our receptacles, to support more divine love frequencies, faceted states of higher awareness. Eagle clan to be with us, Hawk clan, Eagle clan, legions of Horus to be with us, beloved Heru, legions of Horus. Archangel Michael to be with us in the south, Melech Michael. Beloved Archangel Michael to bless our fire elements. Shemesh Malachim, angels of the sun, help us activate the inner sun within our heart chakras. They might illuminate all the pathways, potentiality that can anchor more love in each area of your life. It might become more like a starburst, universal love, recognition, ignition. Michael's angels coming in to create a ring of light around us, a solar ring of golden blue light. Guardians of infinity's might to secure our gateways upon this night. Michael's angels coming in through these pillars of divine solar light to work with each of us, to help free each of us from any negative scaffolding, any negative armor, any negative constructs that may be blocking any of your chi flow you're ready to say goodbye to. So Michael's angels help us deconstruct, uninstall any malware energetically, so to speak, in our bodies, in our auric field, for our highest good. To help us be free of any old negative cords, shadow serpentine influences, be transmuted. Only the divine love light spiral energies to be with us. To help clean our caduceus, our double DNA spiral from any shadow strands. To uncoil, unfurl any false light structures that may have been around any of your fields. So you might stand on more love-infused sovereign ground, made of elemental energies, charged from the angelic realm, creating a kind of love capacitor beneath your feet, like layered elements of love-infused angelic coatings. Might support your new foundation of unified love expression, clear, heartfelt direction. Till each of your hearts becoming more like beautiful spotlights that are opening and shining. You've got angels of Michael coming in. They want to clear out some of these pathways in which your light and love can be distributed in a maximized, efficient manner, like clearing out pathways. Think of the sun's light clearing through clouds, making holes through clouds so it can reach the surface. Or pathways of crystalline light forming in your heart so that you can angle that divine love with greater precision into more specific angles that can support your trajectory that you wish to create in life, free of strife. We're calling it a unified starburst potential. Unified starburst potential. To help us clear out anything occluding, or anything attempting to minimize the broadcast of your divine love and light, that it might be exteriorized into the manifest realm without any deflection. Feel those rays of light coming out of your heart, and then begin to strengthen your bubble of light around your auric body. Solar fire bubble. Christ unified light, Mary grace. So together we're creating this, we're like polishing our expanding of our Merkaba field, so we're creating like almost like a love geode between us, unified love light geode. Melech Gabriel in the west to be with us, Archangel Gabriel to bless our water element. Shaddai El Chai Gabriel, Shaddai El Chai Gabriel, Yariach Gabriel, to bless our lunar light bodies, to bless and upgrade our windows, our mirrors of reception, clear love light reception, truth reflection. Help us remove and clear out any false mirrors, any kind of negative green screens, of any false light structures to be removed for our highest good. Both locally and collectively. So we can ignite this kind of domino effect they're showing you. So it's like a spiral of mirrors to let this light circulate and expand from our location out across Sedona and further. The unified love light spiral to elevate our DNA frequency higher. To help heal and release any discontinuities, they're saying, in this spiral of energy formatting. So we can maximize love's expression throughout all these vortexes in Sedona, that it might be a stronger beacon to support the global grid. Love light activation. These columns of light forming around us, huge ones, like an elongated diamond shape around Sedona, with the central pillar of light running through the axis of the diamond. It's also involving upgrading our ability to broadcast more discrete frequencies of universal love light. Think of like evolving your flashlight or your projector so you can have a greater reach with your signals. And sprinkle more love and light across the ley lines, the soils that are receptive and waiting for those coatings. They're saying that there's been a lot of interruption in this spiral pattern around different parts of the earth. So it's like creating more of a continuity for that spiral kundalini to flow unimpeded, uninterrupted, unnegated from any false damming structures. Melech Sandalphon beneath us, Archangel Sandalphon, to bless our inner earth connections, Shekinah pathway connections below us. Feel this beautiful spiral is being activated in that diamond through the two pyramids, like counter-rotating spirals, one coming down from the top point to the equator of the diamond and one from the base point. Melech Sandalphon to help us bless our inner earth connections, galactic gateway connections, to help heal and restore any severed wiring that is for a higher good to heal, reconnect through these sacred gateways, universal heart frequencies within the earth. It's like creating a further reflection of this spiral, this continuity of light and love flow horizontally below us. It's like love swirls in all three worlds, and then we're going to connect those swirls together. So you create more of a spiral, a funnel that goes between the three worlds. Don't forget to breathe. I can breathe in and do like a releasing ah sound. One more time. Melchizedek energy also wants to come in below here. Universal heart of Melchizedek. Melchizedek, universal heart. This universal Melchizedek collective, shining as a crystal orb inside this beautiful Merkaba Metatron cube energy below ground. It's radiating like sprinkler system underground to help heal and repair. Melech Metatron above us, beloved Archangel Metatron, to bless our crown chakras. Archangel Metatron, universal light, universal love light corridor messengers also want to be invited in. Universal love light corridor messengers. Universal love light corridor messengers. Think of them as like those, almost like an airport where you have the retractable gates that go to the airplane. It's like these retractable drawbridges that are expanding, like waveguide cylinders. Corridors for universal love light to flow into the earth more. So as if they're wanting Gaia to be plugged into a larger geode of galactic consciousness, of love-supporting worlds that want to infuse, giving Shaktipat to Gaia, electrical magnetic boosts. So feel them, they're drawing in more of these corridors that they want to connect, almost like a neural network of clear pathways in which the connectivity can occur. So these corridors coming all around from like hyperspace, basically. If you're looking at the Earth in front of us, we're in outer space, and all these corridors, crystal corridors, wanting to reconnect Gaia to her higher heart family. And they're plugging into what looks like facets that came up in Bell Rock a few days ago. Imagine like a giant disco ball around the Earth, like a geodesic sphere. And each panel of that sphere is like a window to higher universal realms that want to shine spotlights through those windows into the core of the Earth, into different parts of the Earth. So these corridors are coming in to kind of interface with those windows to create more of a sovereign, secured love light realm. Universal love gestation bubble, they're calling it. Universal love gestation bubble. Like a flower of life in a spherical manner. Feel that rose budding energy around us forming, like all these flowers coming out of the ground. Universal Mary, Shekinah Gateway Priestesses. Universal Mary, Shekinah Gateway Priestesses. So there's rose quartz energy coming up from the earth and emerald light. Like lawn sprinkler cylinders of light coming up to bless each of your root chakras so you can have a clearer space from your root going up to the heart. So the seat of your throne of power can rest upon your heart. Love can flow into the root and be supported by a reflection of higher heart connection. And these universal love light cylinders are starting to come in again, spinning. It's like unveiling another layer of the curtain between our reality and our higher celestial ascendant realities. Because Gaia is evolving her ability to transcend lower limitations, proclamations to be erased, so that she can be able to help her starseed children, especially first, open these new gateways, so we can transcend the limitations of collective consensus reality that has held back a lot of us from fully stepping into our power. Don't be afraid to move at a faster pace, in rhythm with grace, to consolidate in our space. Where crystalline bubbles are coming out of the earth, like beautiful Merkaba bubbles with floral patterns. It's like a chelation going on through underworld, going up into the middle world, into the atmosphere, into upper world, like love chelating columns. Love chelating columns that are waveguides to infinity's chi energy. It also wants to come down, like the middle pillar of the tree of life. So So it's like making more room to receive more of your universal self, galactic splendor-filled self. Feel them widening some of the energy through our bodies, because they're saying that it's almost like having a farmer with a small hose, and they want us to give us like fireman's hoses instead of a small garden hose. So to hold that new energy, it's like they say something we need to give permission to expand that width. Sacred geometry in your spine and your light body to help you learn how to not just receive more, but have a higher storage system to hold the energy, to ground the energy, to distribute the energy. They said we're becoming enhanced waveguides that are like prismatic columns that are here to expand our bandwidth, to widen our ability to be penetrated by that new love and light and give birth to this new clarity and insight. Otherwise, it's like you don't want to be, it's like a pregnant mother closing her legs once she wants to give birth. It's going to be painful. So it's creating that receptivity in the lower chakras to let that new waterfall come through you, and that widening heart-filled column that is connecting us to infinity's chi realm, like a chimney system. Healthy love light energy to come through and help us restructure with more grace so we can give birth to the new space filled with grace. Keep breathing, especially into lower belly area. Let more of that flowering energy into your womb chakras. Phoenix Thunderbird energies coming in, swishing through these crystalline cylinders of universal love light transport system, like a waveguide system, which a song of the universe can be heard and felt more and embodied more, expressed through your body into the earth as a living extension of universal oneness, to help us release any weights in our shoulders, wings. Adjust and receive more of that spinning energy that's coming down. Not just a waterfall that's vertical, but spinning light waves that are coursing through that waveguide down through our bodies. And see them expanding it around the earth. Gaia's beautiful star heart, Merkaba diamond around her. Where they're wanting to make some adjustments. I had a dream this morning where they said we needed to do some work on the Earth's poles, because there was some energy correction needs to be going on there. You see this beautiful diamond, like pink, purple, green diamond around the Earth, and a higher, beautiful light axis going through the poles of that diamond, poles of the Earth. And ask the angels help adjust and heal any, to transmute, extract any discordant energies for our highest good in that axis, the magnetic axis, rotational axis, north and south pole. May reflect more of this divine course correction. Help us consolidate divine love correction. Just breathe. You can move your bodies a little bit to feel energy kind of swaying. Gaia wants to deliver more of like an emerald green light coming up from below. She's saying that she wants to give us more gifts, but she needs more room to deliver them to us. Is that some of your doors to the earth were too small, so some of the gifts couldn't fit through your doorway. It's like squeezing your dantian too tight, or your root chakra too tight, and you wonder why your kundalini couldn't go up in a fuller manner. So she's giving you a little bit of a love light colonic first, so I'll make more room down there. So you don't have that stagnant flow of any old incrustations, stagnations. Oh. Let gravity help me be that love light colonic for a minute. So release out. Some of you are really kind of attached to your own personal crap there in your lower chakra. So I'm almost like proud of the shit you were holding. So you kind of release that. The attachment, so kind of like create a little bit of an edgy, mean streak in some of your ego sides. Of like, oh, I can do this because I'm holding my shit so long. You have a sense of humor, my guys, too, so make it a little more real for you at the moment. That's so etheric. So it's just like, you don't need the universe to be, changing your diapers here. So, so you need to kind of evolve past that point. Let it go. You can flush your toilet. You can don't be obsessed with what's going down the stream. It's the oldness you don't need anymore. Just breathe. We're going to do Lam for the root chakra, Lam. Just breathe in together, say it out loud. Feel like a beautiful pink, red, ruby flower opening. Lam. So to see the evolving root chakra as a universal love light lotus seed. Universal love light lotus seed crystal that looks like a little tiny egg in the center of the root chakra lotus, that is being enveloped with this larger universal part of yourself. It's kind of like bringing more of your seventh auric body into your root chakra. So it's creating more of a evolution of the lower chakra, so they're able to hold more space, not just for like normal grounding, but for a fuller ability to anchor who you are in the highest sense of your perfected self. So it's like adding a little more violet flame, violet light to the root chakra, and the second chakra, like orange, lavender light. And some spiral stems of Gaia's love flowers. They're calling it Gaia's infinity love flowers that want to rise up from this evolving fairy realm up through the lower chakras as a gift from Mother Earth's evolving love chrysalis that is sprouting like pollen inside the body of the earth, where she's evolving the fairy kingdom and the elven kingdoms. The elemental devas are being gifted with beautiful little star heart crystal diamonds that they're being charged with to help evolve like the spores of the new reality, like the pollen of our new creations, can rise all the way up like a seed sprouting through the surface of the ground and blossoming. Feel that happening through the cactuses around us, through the land. We'll do Vam for the second chakra.